Good morning, my students. Today we are going to talk about the third lesson in geometry, the parallelogram. What about the parallelogram? It is a quadrilateral in which each two opposite sides are parallel. Again, it is a quadrilateral in which each two opposite sides are parallel. What is the meaning of quadrilateral? We have studied before in the previous lesson in polygon. It means shape formed from four sides. But here in the parallelogram must be each two opposite sides are parallel. I means here AB parallel with DC and AD parallel with BC. This is the definition of parallelogram. But there are four properties about the parallelogram. We must study them. The first property here talk about each two opposite sides in the parallelogram are what in length? Yes, each two opposite sides, I told you before, are parallel. But here, when we talk about in length, I means we must say equal in length. So AD parallel with BC and also equal in length, and AB parallel with DC and also equal in length. The second one talk about angles. Each two opposite angles are what in measure? Each two opposite angles in the parallelogram are also equal in measure. I means measure of angle A equal with the opposite angle C here, and measure of angle D equal with the opposite angle which is B here. Number 3, the sum of two consecutive angles is what? What is the meaning of consecutive angles? I means, for example, angle A and angle B here are two consecutive angles. And we can say also angle A and angle D are two consecutive angles. Their sum must be equals what? In the parallelogram, their sum must be equal 180 degree. The last one talk about the diagonals. We see here the parallelogram, it has two diagonals, which is AC and DB. The two diagonals here are what each other are bisect each other. What is the meaning of bisect each other? I means they intersect at one point and bisect each other. I means the length of AM equals the length of CM and BM equal with the length of DM. Let's see more about the parallelogram. The first exercise here, he gave me here, and the opposite figure ABCD is a parallelogram. He say ABCD is a parallelogram, and he gave me here measure of angle B equal 120 degree, and gave me the length of CB equal 6 centimeter and AB equal 8 centimeter. And now he asked me to find the length of CD and AD. Number 2, measure of angle D, measure of angle A, and measure of angle C. And finally, he asked me to find the perimeter of ABCD. We know when he gave me this shape and say this is a parallelogram, it means we can use all properties of parallelogram to find the required side and angles. So, how to solve that? How to find the length of CD? We know the length of CD must be equal to the length of AB, so it will be equal 8 centimeter. And the length of CB must be equal with the length of AD equal 6 centimeter. But how to write it improve like that? We can say since ABCD is a parallelogram, therefore CD equal 8 centimeter and AD equal 6 centimeter. This is the first required. How to find the second required? By the same. We can write therefore measure of angle D here equal with measure of angle B equal 120 degree because they are two opposite angles. And how to find measure of angle A? Because they are two consecutive angles, A and B, so their sum equal 180, we can subtract 120. from 180 to find measure of angle A. And finally, measure of angle C equal with measure of angle A, it will be also equal 60 degree. How to write it? Like that. We can say, therefore, measure of angle D equal 120 degree, measure of angle A equal 180 minus 120 equals 60 degree, and finally, measure of angle C equals 60 degree. Now we can find the perimeter of shape ABCD. How? To find the perimeter of any shape, we just add their sides. Now we have all sides. So to find the perimeter of parallelogram, we can write, therefore, the perimeter of parallelogram ABCD equals 6 plus 6 plus 8 plus 8 equal 28 centimeter. Equal 28 centimeter. Okay. Exercise number 2 here. And the opposite figure, ABCD, this shape, ABCD, prove it is a parallelogram. He asked me here to prove this shape is a parallelogram. Okay, and he gave me here the measure of angle DAC equal 26 degree, and the measure of angle AMB equal 58 degree, and finally measure of angle DBC equal 32 degree. And he gave me AB here parallel with DC only. But how to prove this shape is a parallelogram? To prove that, we must find one of the 4 properties which we have studied before. Okay, so we here note that M belongs to the straight line or the line segment AC. That it means we have here a straight angle. So we can find measure of angle BMC by subtracting 58 from 180 degree. So how to write it? By this way. Since M belongs to AC line segment, therefore measure of angle BMC, it will be equal 180 minus 58 equal 122 degree. Now, in the triangle MBC, we have here 2 angles. This angle equals 32 and this angle equal 122 degree. Now we can find measure of this angle which is MCB. How? By using this triangle. So how to write it? By this way, we can say in triangle MBC, therefore measure of angle MCB equal 180 minus open brackets 32 plus 122, it will be equal 26 degree. Now we note here something. Measure of angle ACB equal 26 and the measure of angle DAC also equal 26, and they are 2 alternate angles. I mean both of them make letter Z. So we deduce that when we have 2 angles are equal and make letter Z, it means they are 2 alternate angles. So we deduce that AD must be parallel with BC. How to write it? By this way. We can write, since measure of angle DAC equal with measure of angle ACB equal 26 degree, alternate angle. Now we deduce that therefore AD parallel with CB. Now we proved that AD parallel with BC, and he gave me here also AB parallel with DC. That means this shape must be is a parallelogram. So how to write it? By this way. Since AD parallel with CB and AB parallel with DC, so we deduce that therefore ABCD is a parallelogram. Thanks for your listening. Goodbye, and the next lesson with Mr. Hazim.